the be in the moment thing is important. And actually, one of the sayings, I think I've told this story before, but when we went to Boston to play preseason, I don't know if he was, I forget who it was the strength coach for the Bruins or whoever. He was giving us a tour of the place and whatever. And one of his things, because we were asking him questions at the end, and he was talking about the be in the moment thing. And the way that he phrased it, and now I actually have a picture. Christine actually got it for me. She got a framed picture. I keep it in my room, and when I wake up, it's like the first thing that I see when I wake up. It says, "Be where your feet are."
Yeah, that's awesome.
And that's just a good way to phrase it. Wherever you're at right now, wherever your feet are, be there. Don't be somewhere else. Don't be thinking off in la la land, whichever way you're thinking about it. Right? Be where you're at. But the other thing I wanted to touch on, unless this interrupts your flow, because then we can do what you want to do. But I was going to say, if we're stretching out, you just mentioned the draft, like the draft this year coming up in 6 months, whatever. So if we stretch that out maybe to like longer time frames, talking about how to be helpful over a longer period of time. So I know one of the things that Victoria was saying is a kid that wants to get a scholarship, or if somebody wants to get drafted or whatever, how to be helpful if it's a longer time frame. So it's not, week to week, one game to the next game, but maybe we have a 6-month time frame that we're thinking of. So this is where I would start to shift more. You talk about control the controllables, be in the moment, all that stuff. This is where the conversation kind of would shift for me to like being prepared. Like, how do we prepare for this so that our thinking about it is actually constructive? So I don't know if you had want to throw any thoughts on that prepared piece, or like what you can do.
Like I was going to say it in a little bit, or maybe I missed it even. But
well, we can get to it later if you want to go.
No, it's good. Let's talk about it right now.
Okay, sure.
So when I went to Russia to go train the best Russians in Russia, they don't know me. I don't know them. I don't speak their language. Where was the pressure? What saved my ass? I was prepared. Like, there's not, you could throw 20 guys on the ice right now. You could throw 2. You could throw an NHL. You could throw a 6-year-old. I'm prepared. I know exactly what I'm going to do. So being prepared puts you in a state where, you could have a little bit of pressure, but you go back to your preparation, and it's coming up in my talk here. If you're prepared, then there's nothing really going to get you, right?
Yep.
So the more prepared you are, to a degree, the easier it is, right? When went to Detroit to work with those NHLers, whatever. I had one day there was 1 week I had 54 pro guys on the ice with me. 54 big 6'6", 6'7", 6'4". I don't know if you remember this. It was humongous.
I remember.
If I'm not prepared for that, if I haven't seen everything, if I haven't analyzed my business well enough, that could have ended it for me.
Yeah.
54. I don't know what to do, guys. And get upset and freak out. So what I did is 54. Okay, so it's not the skills session that I thought it was going to be, because it's not possible. There'll be 0 ice left in about 14 minutes.
Yeah.
Breathe. Okay. We got 54 guys. We got 18 D.
Yeah.
Okay, there's going to have to be a 2-on-2, 3-on-3, hard ass up and down the ice, and do those drills and have to fly by, because 54 guys have been standing around for a long time. How did it go? Fantastic.
Yep.
Throw you off? Well, for about 2 minutes, but I'm ready. In hockey, that's, I think what you're saying too, is you do your daily habits, you do the work, you do whatever it is you have to do, control what you can control, so that if you do get drafted to the National Hockey League, or you get drafted to the Windsor Spitfires, you're not going there all freaked out. You know what to do. So you go into the big game, right? You go into that championship game, your training camp the first time. It's not like you change anything.
Yeah.
Your preparation's the same. It's another huge thing, is that you don't change your routines that much. You do what you do. And when you do it often enough, and you've practiced and you put the work in, and you understand, if I get a puck here, I can snap the puck off. I finish my checks. You do that every day. What changes? Nothing.
Right.
The arena's different. So what?
Yeah.
The stakes are higher. It doesn't matter. It's just you do what you do. You're prepared.
Yeah.
Preparation will give you your success.
Yeah. So more concretely is, again, in that supporting role, it's again, you're making sure that whoever the person is that you're dealing with has these things in line. So when it comes to something off in the future coming up, it's not staying on them in the sense that you're, being an asshole about it, but just like, hey, like, are you making sure that your eating habits are good? Are you making sure that you're getting to bed on time? Are you making sure that, are you doing the things that you need to practice? Are you working on the deficiencies that you have? Are you prepared for the fact that maybe you won't get the thing that you want?
Yep.
What are you going to do if that happens?
Yep.
And it's playing that mental game of like making them ask questions to make sure they're ready for the array of possibilities. And they might not be ready, but at least they'll have thought of them so they're not getting blindsided by whatever the result ends up being, right? Like if you're really, really hoping to get drafted to the OHL this year, and like the reality is you might not. And for most kids, you're not going to.
Mm-hmm.
So how are you going to deal with that? If your whole life and as mom and dad, you're all banking on the draft, well, if your kid doesn't get drafted, he's going to be devastated. Is that going to ruin his life? Are you going to let that ruin his life? And I played with kids where that happened.
I know.
Kids didn't get drafted, and it was like they fell off a cliff.
Yeah.
And I didn't never talk to them again, never saw them again. They stopped playing. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
And that it doesn't need to be like that. That's so unnecessary.
100%.
You know, because it's just one moment in time, one moment of the many moments. So in leading up to a big event like that or a big thing that's coming up, you're try to prepare them for both situations, and then make sure that they're ready with the proper skills and the proper routines and the proper whatever else, so that when the time comes, it doesn't change anything. Nothing changes. You just go out there and play, and you can fall back on your very solid skills, routines, whatever, to get you through that situation or whatever that is, right?
Yeah.